Morning, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Right, just a very quick intro. Brew footage coming up in a minute, and it's my second wit, Hapless foot quit V2. All went reasonably well. OG wasn't spot on, but it wasn't a million miles off. I used the yeast that I harvested from the hoe garden, and that went off like an absolute rocket. I've had a sneaky little taste, and well, first impressions are it's going the right direction, so there might be a brewer in me yet. So happy Homebrew Wednesday. I hope you enjoy the brew footage. Believe it or not, there's no swearing. Hey, don't worry, I'll be back. See you Friday.
Ooh, right then, it's another brew day, and in this whole video there's going to be one swear word, and that's the name of the brew. So the last wit that I did, hoe garden-esque, was a bit of a cock-up. Pretty sure that it fermented out too high. Sorry, the temperature was too high when I was fermenting. There was, shall we say, an issue with the STC controller, and I was too high before that issue anyway. So I'm going for a Hapless foot quit V2, and let's tell you what's in it. So German Pilsner, 1.5 kilos. German wheat malt was 2 kilos. Flaked wheat, 1 kilo. Hops, keeping it very straightforward. 25 gram of Motueka at 60 minutes, that's it. And then at 15 minutes, going to put in, obviously, coriander, 25 gram, and some bitter orange, which I've gone slightly over what I did last time. I've gone 35 grams this time instead of 25, I think we did last time. Yeast, have managed to get some liquid yeast, but in preparation for not getting any, because I have been let down a couple of times, but hey ho, I've got some now. I've actually made a yeast starter. I harvested some yeast from some hoe garden bottles, which, well, I've done a video on, which I'll probably put up before this one, and you can see what I've done. So it looks fine, it's fermenting fine, it looks spot on, so I'm going to use that. And if it doesn't fire off reasonably quick, I've got some backup just in case. So the HLT is pretty much up to temp, the grains are in a ton. I'm going to move the water over, I'm going to put more water over this time, and I'll come back to you in a bit. Right then, so mashed in, we're at 65.6, pH is spot on again, so absolute result, that's 5.2, sorry 5.3, so I'm not going to do anything, no adjustment needed. So that's it, hour's time, I'll start the sporage. I put 4 more water in the mash this time, and about 14 litres, and so I'm sure that's going to do the job. I've also got some iodine, so I'm going to test the mash at the end and see where we're at, see if we've converted all the starches. Catch you in a bit. Hello, right, we're approaching the 10 minutes, 11 minutes left to the end of the mash, and it's 1 o'clock, and it's time for a drink. I don't want to, but it's the law, isn't it? The rules have been set in place, and I have to follow the rules. When you're making a homebrew, you've got to drink a homebrew. So I'm just going to have a tiny little one just to take the edge off. And cider again. Well, I haven't got any homebrew beer, which is worthy of drinking. So we're going to have this. talk about overcarved. The ones in the pet bottles, absolutely fine. These, I just use brewing sugar and clearly too much. Oh well. Oh, that's a lot of head. A lot of head. I'll let that settle down. I'll drink it. Oh, it's very sour. Much more sour in these bottles as well. So, there you go. Yum yum. Right. I've been and made a purchase this morning because I'm going to be bottling my Weiss beer later on today when the brew is done, and I'm sick of using these stupid cappers, just an irritation, so I went and bought myself one of these. What an absolute beast. Oh, it's a ton weight. Oh, I can't manage it. Yeah. Absolute monster, superb. So I'm hoping that's going to make life a little bit easier. And if the wife asks, I was out and about in the next town, and there was a flea market, and unbelievably, one of the stalls had that. It was only a £5. What a result, eh? I'll come back to you when I'm sparging. No, I won't. I'll test the mash with the iodine. I'm not completely sure, but we'll get there. Right. Mash is over, or at least the timer's over, so let's see what happens here. Well, it's not black, is it? Right. We're all set up. Sparging. I'll show you. One sec. So we've got the sparge water at 76. It's about an inch above the grain bed, and I've literally just got a trickle. Can you see that? Is it too steamed up? I can't put it too much faster, to be honest. And that is coming over at just a tiny little trickle. So yeah, it's just literally coming over ridiculously slow. So I'm going to go for an absolute minimum of 30-minute sparge, and I may need to tweak it up ever so slightly, but I'll get there. I'll get it all fine-tuned, and let's see what happens. Let's see where we get with it. Catch you in a bit. Right then, the wort has gone over. I took a pre-boil gravity reading. I took it when I was filling and it was high, 1.058, and I brought over the rest of the sparge water. There's absolutely no water left in the flash tun at all, and there's exactly 27 litres. The gravity now is 1.035. I've only just kick-started the boiler, so we're miles away from a boil yet, but I'll come back to you when it's the first hop edition, well, the only hop edition. Catch you in a bit. Right then, we'll call that hop break, and I'm going to go for my first hop edition, which which is 25 grams of Motueka. I say it was a 60 minute, I'm actually going to go more. I'm going to go sort of 1 hour 10, if not a little bit more on the boil, just to try and bring the volume down to increase the gravity, if that's the right thing to do, and I'm not sure because there's lots of contradictory information out there, but hey ho, trial and error, that's what it's all about. They're lovely. Such a citrusy, lovely, beautiful. It's been an hour. I'm going to give it longer. Only about 15 minutes. I've took out the hops. I don't want to increase the IBUs. It was, according to Brewer's Friend, 22, which is sort of slightly higher than required for this beer style. But hey ho, who's counting? But yeah, I've took them out. So I'm going to drop in the crushed coriander and the orange now. Right, no commentary needed. See you in 10. Right, that's it. So in total it's 1 hour and 15 minutes. And at a guess, I reckon we've probably boiled off 7 litres ish. So let's see. Flame out. I am going to take a reading, and this is it. Please somebody answer this question if you can. I'm going to take a reading with the refractometer because, as I said earlier, I think it sort of adjusts itself for temperature. So, you know, if I take that reading out, is that my true original gravity reading? I think it is, but I'd just like some confirmation. Right, so it was 1.045, so it's a lot better than the last lot. Is what it is. Let's get it chilled. Let's get it into the fermenter. See you in a bit. Right. Good evening. It didn't cool down quite enough, so I dropped it into the fermenter, and I've been out to have a couple of beers on the beach. So come back. That's it. It's down to temperature. I've took a sample, and it is 1.046 according to 1.046 according to the hydrometer. See what it's on this. Exactly the same, 1.046. So I was aiming for 1.052, so not quite there, but a massive improvement on the last one. So I think next time I'll increase the grain bill slightly, because it was only 4.5. Last time it was 5, and I came up with 1.03536. I can't remember. I have to check back. So yeah, big improvement. I think if I up the grain bill to 5 kilos, I'll be cooking with gas. I'll be pretty much where I want to be. So I've pitched the yeast, the stuff that I harvested from the whole garden. It's in the fermenter, and the other one is behind me there, the Weiss beer. It's cooling down in here. It's not quite as cool as I'd like it to be, but the temperature is going to drop and I'm going to get that bottle first thing in the morning. So happy days, and catch you all later. Thank you very much for watching.